Hi! A new trailer for the episode titled Reunion has been released. In this episode, the number of contradictory scenes is simply off the scale. At the beginning, we are shown how Alex's dad shares photos of his daughter, who received a rabbit mascot. Here the question immediately arises, what about the secret of identity? Why did it become public? After all, we used to be so clearly told about the rules. It is impossible for someone to find out the identity of the owner of the talisman, otherwise intruders can harm the superheroes' loved ones and force them to give the Stone of Miracles. What has changed? I don't understand. After all, the hawk moth can take her father hostage. The second moment confused even more, where Alex is photographed with musketeers. Thus, she violates the main rule of time travel. She should not come into contact with people in the past when traveling through time. Otherwise, she will change the course of history even by her slightest actions. And she also takes pictures with them. The most interesting thing is who photographed her. So she gave a camera into the hands of a person from the past and explained how to use it. I'm just in shock. And there are quite a few such photos. That is, she managed to inherit in each of her travels. It looks like Alia has found a way to find out the former owners of the Stone of Miracles of Creation. While no one was in the museum, he and Marinette made their way to the artifact with the symbol of the keepers. Kwagatama Tiki, it turns out, has its own power. The Talisman of Friendship is the key that connects all the owners of talismans who once liked Kwami. Gabriel and other owners who use miracle stones for evil will definitely not receive such a gift. After all, it is likely that Ladybug's earrings could have been owned by a bad person. But all those owners whom Marinette saw in the museum were good people who were awarded a gift of friendship. I said earlier that the Kwami can give out the identities of the previous owners. And so it happened. Back to the episode, Reunion. It looks like Marinette was able to summon the spirit of Joan of Arc, who was the former owner of Ladybug's earrings. But as we noticed, she is disembodied and cannot help in the battle with the Pharaoh. She only passed through him without causing any damage to the Pharaoh. So she can't help Ladybug physically, but no one prevents her from giving advice or sharing the experience she received during her lifetime. In general, the idea of communicating with the former owners of mascots is very interesting. There is such an interesting theory of Marinette's blood relationship with Joan of Arc. In principle, this is quite real, because they were both born in France. And now another theory, each of the owners we saw in the museum had the same gift, which means they are lying somewhere, and the new owners do not guess the meaning of this mysterious souvenir. It turns out that if Marinette's Kwagatama gets into Gabriel's hands, he will be able to expose her. One of these symbols of friendship is also worn by Mylene April. Most likely, she inherited it, and she does not know its history and purpose. This means that her ancestors once owned one of the miracle stones. And that's all I have for today. Subscribe to the channel, put likes and click the bell. Goodbye, my good ones.